All right. We're reading Lions at Lunchtime by Mary Pope Osborne. We're reading chapters 6 and 7. Be still, said Jack. Jack and Annie stood frozen as an elephant stepped out of the shadows. It waded into the pond and dipped its trunk into the water. Oh, wow, said Annie. Jack breathed a sigh of relief. An elephant was going to chase them or eat them. Still, the elephant was huge. Let's sneak away, said Jack. But I want to watch, said Annie. Fine, said Jack. He was tired of Annie getting sidetracked. I'm going to solve this riddle by myself. I'll meet you back at the treehouse. He turned to go away. A spray of water rained down on him. It came from behind. He shouted with surprise and looked back. The elephant's trunk was pointed straight at Annie. Cool, she cried. He's giving me a shower. The elephant sprayed her again and again. The mud slowly rolled off her face and her braids, her t-shirt, her shorts, her legs, and her sneakers. I guess the elephant doesn't like dirty kids, said Annie, laughing as her eyes squeezed shut. Finally, she was clean and soaking wet. Now it's your turn, she said to Jack. Jack stepped forward and shut his eyes tight. A blast of water hit him. It did feel like a shower, a strong shower. When Jack was clean, the elephant let out a grunt. Then he started to splash him with the water. Thanks, said Annie. Yeah, thanks, said Jack. I'm spick and span now, said Annie. When the sun dries me off, I'll be like new. Good, said Jack. Now can we get serious? He picked up his heavy pack. We have to figure out the answer to the riddle so we can leave this place before we run into real trouble. He looked around nervously. Where are the lions, he wondered. A small bird flitted near his head. Hi, Annie said to the bird. Jack turned back to her. According to the riddle, we're looking for something gold and sweet. What do you want? Annie asked. The bird twitted and flew around Jack and Annie. Its feathers were dull and gray, but it had a bright, happy manner. Annie, listen to me, not the bird, said Jack. The bird kept fluttering around them. She's trying to tell us something, said Annie. Jack let out a long sigh. You are driving me crazy today, he said. But I feel like she needs our help, said Annie. Maybe her babies fell out of the nest. Annie, you can't save every animal in Africa, said Jack. This is important, said Annie. Trust me. The bird darted towards the trees. It sat on a branch and cocked its head at them. She says follow, said Annie. The bird headed into the forest. Annie started after it. Don't go in there, Jack said. You might run into... There was no need to finish. The bird and Annie had disappeared into the trees. A snake or a lion, Jack said to himself. Come on, Annie called. Jack moaned. He pulled on his pack and ran. The peanut butter jar thumped against his back. Chapter 7. Hi there. The forest was cooler than the sunny plains. It was filled with shadows and bird calls. Where are you? Jack shouted. Here, said Annie. He found her in a thick glade. Bright rays streamed through the trees. Green leaves and vines swayed in the dapple's light. The little gray bird sat on the tree, twittering at them. Yuck! What's that? Said Annie. She pointed to a round brown thingy hanging from a low branch. Bees buzzed around it. If that's her nest, it's a pretty weird nest, said Annie. That's not a nest, said Jack. It's a beehive. Don't you see the bees? Yikes, said Annie. She stepped back from the tree, but the little bird darted at the beehive and pecked at it. What's she doing? Said Annie. The bird kept pecking at the hive. I don't know. Maybe she's as nuts as you, said Jack. Look her up in the book, said Annie. See if it says she's nuts. Are you kidding? Said Jack. That nutty bird isn't going to be in this book. Just look. Jack opened his Africa book. He kept turning the pages just as he thought. There was no gray bird in the book. Forget it, he said. Keep looking, said Annie. Jack turned one more page, and there was a little gray bird, a beehive, and a tall painted warrior with a spear. I don't believe this, said Jack. Then he read aloud. This bird is called a honey guide. It's both a friend and a helper to Maasai people in Africa. It's an African tribe known for their fierce fighting skills and bravery. "Hi, honey guide," Annie called to the bird. "I knew you were important." Jack kept reading. The honey guide leads a Maasai tribe's person to a beehive. The birds wait for him or her to scatter the bees and take the honey. Then the bird feasts on the honeycomb. "That's cool," said Jack. "They work together like the zebras and wildebeests and gazelles." "Yeah," said Annie. "And she wants us to be her helpers. We have to scatter the bees and leave her the honeycomb." "How do we do that?" said Jack. He looked back at the book. It didn't say how. "Well, maybe we could wave these weeds at them," said Annie. She pointed to some bright green plants that looked like giant fans. Jack put his book and backpack down. He and Annie pulled up the weeds. They waved them near the trees, and the bees scattered. Next, Jack grabbed the tree branch and jiggled it. The hive fell to the ground and broke open. Annie stooped and stuck her finger in the golden honeycomb. "Yummy," she said when she tasted the honey. "Try it." Jack stuck his fingers in the honeycomb. He licked off the honey, the golden honey. It was the sweetest honey he had ever tasted. "Now the honey guide can get to the honeycomb," said Annie. "Yeah, but she'd better hurry before the bees come back," said Jack. "It's weird," said Annie. "Honey's so sweet and good, but to get to it you have to go past a lot of dangerous bees." "Oh man," whispered Jack. "That's it." "That's what?" asked Annie. "Jack and Morgan's riddle. I'm the color of gold and as sweet as can be, but beware of the danger that's all around me. What am I?" "I get it," Annie whispered. "It's honey." "Honey," said Jack, nodding and smiling. "That's it. We answered Morgan's riddle. Let's go home." He stood up to leave. He gasped. Standing in the shadows was a tall man with a spear and a curved sword hanging from his belt. His face was painted in fierce, bright colors. Jack knew at once what he was. Maasai warrior. "Hi there," Annie said in a small voice.